Thank you again for watching the Unleashed podcast. This is your host, Crystal Bean, and co host, Kimmy. Thank you again for coming to another episode. Again, also, thank you to our sponsor, Thiz TV on Roku. So, check us out again on Thiz TV on Roku. Now, today's episode is about, and again, the episodes are marvelous. We talk about motivation, what it means, affirmations, just keep going. We want you guys to be focused and keep going in life. But today's podcast is about mindset shifting and the power of affirmations. So, in this segment, we're going to talk about understanding mindset shifting. We're going to talk about harnessing the power of affirmations. We're going to talk about changing the frequency in your head. And we're also going to talk and move and give you some tips and trips. So, again, it's about mindset shifting. And Kim, is it okay for me to go ahead and start that?
Absolutely. Go dive right in. I can feel your energy. You're ready to take
I'm ready
off
to go
today.
today. I'm ready
So
to go.
let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so really understanding your mindset and the shifting of it is very important because again, I talked to you guys about mindset shifting. Your frequency in your head, there's two frequencies. Think about it like a radio station, right? In a radio station, you could be positive or you could be negative. And so sometimes, unfortunately, events happen when you creep into that negative mindset. And so you want to tune that radio station to something positive. And the reason why you're doing that is because you want to get those positive outputs. Because if you're thinking about negative things, oh my God, I'm going to run late. Oh my God, this, that, and you're worrying, negative outputs are going to happen. So I want you to get into the habit of switching your mindset, switching your frequency. The real estate, I would call it, in your mind is shifting and tuning your radio station to a positive radio station. And let's talk about that journey because there's several things that you can do to start that journey to shift your mindset into a more positive radio station, I would say. And so, Kim, go ahead. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. You mentioned so many gems really quick. I wanted us to just zone back to a few things first. You mentioned two different words. The first word is mindset. We're all
Yes.
familiar with mindset, but I feel like it's inevitable for us to mention the word mind shift and what those
Mm-hmm.
mean and how they can complement each other. So
Yes.
I didn't understand this until it happened to me, but you have to have a mind shift first and
Yes.
then your
Yes.
mindset. It's almost like a reset. You hit the reset button. um
Mm-hmm.
Watching your favorite TV show, sometimes you see something, you want to go back and see it again. You hit the rewind button, but a whole thing happens. The screens get blurry and it scrambles all up, and the people are going backwards. And then when you press that reset button, they're going forward. Our mind
Mm-hmm.
focuses and happens the same exact way. We must
Exactly.
have a shift in our mindset, which means we've turned on something that says, I want more. I want
Yes.
better. I want to execute. I want to do something. Those
Mm-hmm.
things are now ringing, like you said, in the real estate in your mind.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
like it's living there rent free every
Yeah.
morning, every day, every night. All you hearing something. I want
Worrying.
Yeah, I won't change.
Yeah.
This is not enough anymore. There's
Exactly.
something inside of me that has to come out. So when you hit that mind shift, your
Right.
mindset is going to be balanced by those things that help you reaffirm that to yourself every day. That's where the things like you mentioned, the affirmations come in.
Yes.
Now it's time now that you've had the mind shift.
Right.
I've got to do something else.
But
I've
let's talk
got
about
to
how
do
you shift
something
it. But let's
different.
talk about how
Yeah.
you shift it because most people they can't shift it. Like they want to shift it, but they're not able to. So how do you get someone to? So they say, "Well, Crystal, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know how to shift it." Now, mindset is one thing, but you talked about very good point, Kimmy, about shifting it. So one recommendation that I would say is to it's okay to take 5 to 10 minutes each day to reflect on your thoughts and emotions to identify their occurring negative patterns because you have to be aware of what's making it have negative patterns, right? So
Right.
let's stop there. How do you even get to, okay, now that we identify the negative patterns, how do we move forward as far as like stopping them? I think it's really changing the way you approach scenarios or changing what you're thinking of instead of saying, oh, I'm using this example, right? I'm always late to work. I'm going to be late to work. I'm going to be late to work. I'm always on time to work. I'm always on time to work. Or maybe if you're worried about something, you may say like, you may have negative beliefs about it on your inside because of a fear, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you might say, okay, I'm so distracted by all these things happening in my life. There's always, money issues or whatever. Instead of saying and worrying about that, you may shift your mindset to be like, money comes equally frequently, right? I'm a money
Right.
magnet. Everything's
Right.
fine. I'm doing this to get ahead. I'm making small sacrifices, or hey, I don't need that purse. I don't need to get my nails done because that $200 that I'm using for my nails, I can put that into an investment. I can save that. It's different shifts. So,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Let's talk
Absolutely.
about that a little
Yeah.
bit.
So I want to give you an example of what I think is a good mind shift for me.
Shifter. Yeah.
I am a snoozer. Okay.
Okay.
The alarm goes off and I'm like, I got 10 more minutes. Let me
Right.
hit the snooze button. So
Yeah.
I'll hit the snooze button and then I wake up, I'm ready to go. But sometimes if I hit the snooze button one too many times, now I'm in a rush. Okay.
Yes.
My
Yes.
mindset is racing. And let's say
Mm-hmm.
I'm running. I'm going to give you a visual. I wake up in the morning. I've hit the snooze button one too many times.
Like
I'm
most
I'm
people.
racing. I'm in out the shower. I can't stop sweating. And
Right.
I put on this beautiful black suit with this white blouse under, and I'm running. I get my coffee or my grape juice or whatever your drink or beverage of choice is in the morning. And I'm running out the door and I drop something and I've been over to pick it up, but I spill coffee on my beautiful white
All over
blouse.
yourself.
So now I'm pissed, man. I got to change clothes. I
Yeah.
got to do all this stuff. I got to blah, blah, blah. And now my day is bad. I'm in traffic. I missed that window. I get to work. My nerves are
Mm-hmm.
bad. Everything's gone.
Yep.
So at that point, somewhere in there, you know, I allowed those negative energies to take over my day.
Okay.
Whereas here's another scenario. Mind shift has already occurred. Now I'm
Right.
perceiving things differently. I
Yes.
wake up, I hit the snooze button one time instead of twice. Okay.
Right.
So now I got an extra 10 minutes back. I'm doing the same rushing. I'm putting on the
Yes.
same clothes. I spill that grape juice or that coffee on my beautiful white blouse. And I
Right.
look down at myself. I said, oh, I need to hurry up and change this shirt if I'm going to beat
Right.
the traffic.
Right.
So now I run, I change clothes, I get in the car, I'm good, but my mind is still thinking of the positive. If
Mm-hmm.
I hurry up and do this, I can
Mm-hmm.
still do this. And then
Mm-hmm.
I get in the car, I turn on my favorite song, but I also, in that mind shift, something happened that morning. I didn't snooze twice, I only
You only
snoozed
use
once.
one.
It gave me that extra 10 minutes back,
Right.
gave me that extra peace of mind to go ahead and, like, hey, I'm gonna I spilled this juice, but I need to put on another shirt, but I need to speed up really quick so that I can still do this. Like,
Right.
it did not ruin my day.
Let's talk about that. That's a good
Yeah,
stopping point. Because I don't want this to be missed. There was something very important that Kimmy talked about, and that was she hit the snooze button once, not twice. And that once, that pivotal moment was very important because that could have been the moment that defined her, right? That pivotal moment is that moment that says, wait a minute, my why is strong. I can't snooze it twice because I got to get up to go to do real estate. I got to get up to, I don't know, whatever it is that you do. I got to get up, drop the kids off. I got to get up to do whatever. So I think that the why is important here because it shifted your mindset to be like, there's something that's more important than even me. There's something that I have to do that's more important than
absolutely.
me. And
Hmm.
again, that's when that why sits in, is so profound. Or maybe it is that you want
Absolutely.
to start a new business or a new passion or whatever the situation is. The why is the most significant part because when it's going to move you in ways that it may not have moved you if you didn't have a why, if that makes sense.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely. The why jumped in and took over because, like I said, the past me before the mind shift
Right.
was, I snoozed to the last minute. I raced out the door to the last minute and I got road rage at work. And now I'm
Yeah.
at work mad because I had road rage in the car. It's just a snowball effect. But
Yes.
when I tell myself that night before I go to sleep, if I sometimes I don't snooze anymore. But if I
Yeah.
do get the snooze button, you only got one.
Yeah.
You only got one
One
because
opportunity says.
your why has to get you out of the bed and out the door onto whatever it is you're going to be doing, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's that day. And then I want to say, if you do have a mistake in the morning or at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of your day, that's the time to get back, pull yourself together really quick, and start speaking positivity over yourself so that
Yes.
the rest of the day can go. That is how we get into shifting our mind,
Yes. Yes.
because the negative things are going to happen. They're going to
Yes.
come out of nowhere. They're going to, pop up at times when we least expect it. But
Right.
a mind shift and you're already gravitating towards the positivity, that's going to help you balance out those things. You mentioned having negative days and positive days.
Yeah.
The science teacher in me likes to think about magnets.
Right.
Magnets, you have a positive
And
and
the
a
negative.
negative pole. If you put two positives together, they repel. You put
You're
two
right.
negatives together, they repel. So something negative happens to you, you
Yep.
can't snowball it with another negative.
No.
And that's not going to be what you're looking for. You're trying
Right.
to
Right.
attract the good things and the positive
So
things. So a
let's
negative
talk about
happens to
that.
you, hit it with a positive.
Absolutely. First of all, I think that you mentioned some very good points, and let's move over to our next section because the points that you made makes a whole lot of sense as far as changing the frequency in your head, how to
Mhm.
actually change it. And you talked about affirmations. We talk about mindfulness, meditation, affirmation,
Yes.
visualization, and getting the habit of gratitude practice. And they're saying, I'm so grateful and thankful. And you've heard me say this several times because it actually works. Living a life of more presence, being more gratitude, visualizing what you want to get done that day, visualizing, seeing yourself, already achieving these things. So you have movement, and also the mindfulness of meditation, being present with oneself, right?
Mhm.
Not judging yourself and
And
taking ownership,
celebrating your small
right?
wins.
And celebrating your wins, and we've talked about that in the past. All those conversations that we've had, you mix them together, and that starts that journey of changing the radio station to more positive because you're saying
Absolutely.
affirmations all day. Okay, yeah, I may not have a great morning, but the rest of the day is going to be a great day. I'm so
Mhm.
thankful that I'm attracting success. I'm reprogramming my mind to say, this is what I want now. This is how I want to move forward. I'm shifting my thoughts. Because when you shift your thoughts and positive actions are the results. Those are the outputs
Yes.
that you're getting. So the affirmations with the visualizations, I see myself successful. I see myself harnessing. I see myself being around, I don't know, positive energy. I see myself getting the award at work, all those type of things. Instead of saying, okay, why didn't I get the reward? You're not speaking that into existence because it comes up with a negative output. You're
Right.
saying, I'm going to get the next award. I'm doing so great. I'm on top of my game. I'm on time. Those are the things that you're manifesting. Those are the things you're saying, I'm so grateful for my job today. I'm just simply grateful for my job today. And
Absolutely.
wonderful things start happening as a result, as a the result of that. And then also you start surrounding yourselves with positivity. Positive people start coming into your circle. You're also doing continuing, education, you're journaling, all these
Mhm.
things are shifting your mindset. These are the how this is how I'm changing my frequency in my head to a positive radio station. This is not an overnight thing. This thing takes practice. And in order for this to happen long term, you got to put the work in. You got to put the practice in. You just don't wake
Right.
up and it shift. Now, if it does happen where you're able to wake up and shift your mindset to something positive, great. You done a job well done. But some of you that it's going to take more practice. You're going to have to
Mhm.
journal. You're going to have to do affirmations. You're going to have to center yourself around positive people. You're going to have to change, your thought patterns. And so when things creep in, you say, okay, done. I'm so grateful. Okay, done. Or maybe you have to take a pause. And sometimes it's okay to take that pause. You may have to take a 5 to 10 minute pause and meditate and decompress. After you
Absolutely.
decompress, something happens in your mind where it shifts. The dynamics in your
Absolutely.
heart shifts. And then
Yes.
you restart. It's okay to restart and it's okay to
Mhm.
have hiccups, but daily practicing twice a day, daily doing your affirmations twice a day, daily, I don't know, journaling daily, maybe, once a week may not cut it.
Mhm.
It may be in the morning or at night, and really figuring out who you are and what journey you are. And I think that's important to realize too, the steps to take to shift your mindset.
Yeah. So, Crystal, you mentioned some stuff that I want to go back and let people know how this is already happening today. Y'all know me, I got my white notebook here. So, I want to pull out some information just to I want people, sometimes when people hear this, it sounds foreign, but
Yeah,
it's already going on in your
yeah,
everyday life if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know it already. You just have to figure out how to fine tune it. For example, how many of you guys have ever thought, man, I really like this car. I would love
Mm-hmm.
to have this car. I
Yes.
really like this car.
Yes.
I would love to have this beautiful, I don't know, G-Wagon. I
Yes.
really like this. And then everywhere you go, you start seeing a G-Wagon in places that you haven't seen it before. You're going to the same places, you're taking the same route to work, but now you notice every time you get on the expressway or every time you get on the interstate, the same car that you're thinking about having is
Yes.
now driving beside you or in front of you. That
Yes.
is attraction. What's happening is now that your mind is focused on this particular car, you see it
Yes.
everywhere. Now that your mind is focused, and they do it in marketing. We are all about Barbie right now, and you wear pink,
Mm-hmm.
you see pink, and it's
Yes.
places where you go
I even
and you
put
would never
the
think that
blonde
these,
hair with the pink
yeah,
lipstick.
you
Oh yes, baby.
you can find it everywhere, but these
Yes.
things are already happening. So I want you to understand that it is possible. You can do it, even if it does not feel natural the first time. My thing was learning how to meditate. I could give myself all the
It takes
positive
practice though.
affirmations in the world. I
Yeah.
could do everything, but I could not turn my brain off when it
Okay.
was time to meditate. So I
Yeah.
had to practice, and this was the technique I used. It's funny now. When you're in your car and you hear a song, you don't even have to like the song. But if it's got
Yeah.
a catchy little beat and you've
Yeah.
heard it 3 times, you get out the house, you're cleaning up, and the same little catchy beat is coming on. You're singing the song all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if subconsciously you can get me to sing something that I don't even like,
Or
then when I
exactly.
get in there and sit in the closet, I will put my own affirmations to a catchy little beat in my
Okay.
head. And then I would close my eyes and I would say it over and over and over until I just got into a rhythm that that's the only thing I'm thinking about. And
Yes.
then I could take deep breaths, I could breathe in and out. And I started learning how to clear my mind a
Yes.
little bit at a time,
And that's
because that
okay.
is a big part of affirming your success, affirming your positive thoughts. Is sometimes you have
Hmm.
to clear your mind from all the negativity that has tried to
Can I
enter
add to
today.
that real quick?
Yes,
One thing I want
absolutely.
to add, and this is something that we have not talked about between you and I, Kim, is that I actually, I don't even think I told you, I signed up and went to a meditation center. So I do practice TM meditation. And I do have my own mantra, right? And so,
Okay.
because I was thinking, I don't know how to meditate. I tried to meditate, self meditate, and teach myself how to meditate. I couldn't quiet the noise in my head. That's the truth. So I said, I
Mhm.
must not be doing it right. So let me sign up and pay money and sign up and go to a meditation center where they can help me practice meditation to get one with one myself and be more present. And so that's exactly what they did. They gave me a mantra, and I say the mantra to myself over and over and over and over, and I would say it out loud, and then I would say it on the inside, and then it would just fade out. And so all the little things that was going on in my head, I no longer heard them anymore.
Mhm.
And some of you may not need to go to a meditation, I mean, not a medication, but a meditation center, because they're on YouTube. They also have the self, was it practice meditation?
Mhm.
And I'm so grateful, and or whatever they're saying, and that might quiet you down. But it's awful if you need the help. I would say I would recommend you also going to a meditation center, because I felt like once I went to the center and I learned how to properly meditate, I started being more present. The
Mhm.
anxiety levels, the levels in life, everything started unfolding, and I feel so much better. And just the stress levels,
Yes,
more
baby.
positive,
You
stuff
you
like that.
you you
Yeah,
unleashed a new
yeah,
self.
yeah, exactly.
You
I
unleashed
unleashed
a
myself.
mind shift that allows you now to have a mindset
Yeah,
change. And that is what happens. You shift from not being able to do something at all to being able to do it a little bit and a little
yes,
better and a little better and a
but it
little
takes
better.
practice. But it
And
takes
it takes
practice.
practice. It does. It
It takes
does. But it
practice.
is so beneficial to what
Hmm.
we're talking about today. It's so beneficial to you being able to accomplish a mind shift, because that
Yes.
comes before the new mindset.
But it
You don't
also
want,
helps you too. It also helps you because you're more positive. You know,
yes.
when you are meditating and you're doing it daily or doing it twice a day, it frees up energy on the inside of your brain, and you
Mhm.
start developing this appreciation for life itself. So the stresses that you used to stress about, you no longer stress because now things are in buckets, right? The
Yeah.
things that you used to be upset about, you're no longer upset about. The things that used to bother you, no longer, it bothers you. You take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, and you it's almost like this practice of appreciation of fulfillment in oneself, and you okay with being where you are, and you start to be a little bit more still and being okay with being in the empty room. It
Hmm.
gives you this a reassurance and kind of self-acceptance with one oneself, which is interesting dynamic when you start meditating and getting to the practice of meditation. But real quick, again, we want to say thank you for sponsoring us, Thiz TV. Thank you so much, Thiz TV. You can check us out on Thiz TV on Roku. So check us out, Roku Thiz TV. Again, thank you for sponsoring us. Go ahead, Kim.
No, I was just listening to everything that you were saying, because it's so true. It's so true. And we run out of time all the time when we are
Yeah, we out of town
starting.
today.
We get down to the wire and start
Yeah,
thinking of something. So I'm sitting here writing things down, that I want to make sure that we don't forget for next time. But just to bring back, some of the things that you said already. First of all, the negativity is going to happen, whether it
yes,
comes from your atmosphere, your home, your family, your friends, your job,
yes,
sometimes the business you're trying to implement. So we're trying to get you combat ready. We're
yes,
trying to get you ready for the war that comes along with all of this stuff in your mind, by giving you some of these techniques. And like I said, and like Crystal has said,
yeah.
we didn't start out as
No,
professionals. We had to practice. We had to try things. We had to talk to each other about certain
participate,
things that's
journal,
working, that's not. I learned
yeah.
something new today. You had to
Affirmations.
go and get some professional help on how to
I
do these
did.
things. But they are vital. They are
Yeah.
vital to our success. They are vital to some of the previous topics that we've had. You identifying who you are, looking
Mm-hmm.
in the mirror and being okay, and self acceptance. You also mentioned that once you start doing these, the acceptance comes with a little bit of, hey, this is who I
Confidence.
am,
Exactly. It comes with
take it
confidence.
or leave it type
Yeah.
of things. Once
Well,
that
come
shift
on.
happens, and your new mindset is in place, you're going to start finding out really quickly what aligns
Mm-hmm. And
and
what
what's
does
going
not.
to feed it, and
Mm-hmm.
what does not align, and
Hold on a
what you
second.
need to remove.
You said something very profound, and I want to leave with this. When you get to that certain place with that confidence of what doesn't align, you may not entertain conversations that you used to entertain because your mindset has shifted.
Mhm.
And being okay with not entertaining people, places, or things is when you kind of arise to the occasion, when you arise and start developing with oneself, because your energy, you're preserving your body, mind, and soul. And so your energy is not going to align with the people that it used to align with, and that's okay too. And being okay with I would say not going to those papers, not listening to that conversation when people are nagging or complaining and stuff like that. You don't even have the space for it because you're shifting to another, you're transforming to another place. And
Yes.
so it doesn't exist anymore. You can't entertain it. So don't be surprised if, excuse me, don't be surprised by that. It's
Hmm.
natural. It's okay because
It's
you're
okay.
moving in the direction that you're supposed to go to. And so you're limiting the negative radio stations that you entertain, and also on the exterior level and on an internal level in your mind. So again, guys, positive affirmations, positive visualizations, positive journaling, reshifting your mindset, staying in tune to oneself, setting achievable goals,
Yes.
being consistent and creating a routine, finding the inspiration, practicing self-compassion, also having accountability
Hmm.
partner and reflecting on your progress, because everybody's progress is not going to be the same when you're shifting and developing that mindset shifting, because again, your relationship with oneself could be the radio station of a positive radio station and a negative radio station. So I'll leave you with that thought. Continue to practice. And again, thank you for watching the Unleashed podcast. Before we end, Kim, is there any final comments? I don't want to think you were going to say something.
No,
Okay.
we've covered everything. I always just like to give you a little homework and a challenge.
Yes.
Try some of these things and don't be afraid to let us know if it's working, if
Yes.
you're able to do it,
Comment.
if you're still
Comment.
struggling. Once you comment, that allows us to be able to interact back with you and
Yes.
let you know, hey, let's try this, let's try this. This is a community where we are all going to, welcome each other and push each other towards more positivity, towards more things
Yeah.
that are going to align with you having the
Mhm.
best future that you can have. So
Okay, that's well
that's
said. Go
it.
ahead,
All
girl.
you
That's
got
for
to
you,
do is
girl.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
I love you guys. Thank you again for watching another episode with the Unleashed podcast with your host Crystal and Kimmy. Also, again, thank you, Thiz TV, being our sponsor. You can check us out on Roku, Thiz TV Roku. So, talk to you later, guys. Bye.